Hi everyone, you're welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Live Chat with CMI.
I am CM.
And I'm MI.
Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Money, and marriage. Yeah, so this is not a new thought. These are old thoughts. It's very popular, by in some tribes, one of the others. My dad married at 34, and I was considered to be old for his time. And usually, the consideration that guys have about getting married is, where am I going to marry her into? Am I settled? Am I sorted? Am I loaded? Before they want to consider marriage. But I think it's a myth, and I think it's something that shouldn't deter people. There's some sense in you need to have a few basic things before you take the plunge. But like all things, our life starts by faith. So I don't think you should consider money significantly before you start dating. So we're going to speak about these things in a number of partitions. There's one, money before dating, money from dating to marriage, and then money from marriage to going forward. So I'm going to break it into those pieces, and then you can comment on it very quickly.
Okay. So I think you can go with the dating one first.
Okay, so with the dating one, should I consider how much I had before I start dating? I don't think so. I think the curve of our lives, is an upward curve. You finish from school, you get a job, you expect things to get better as days go by. As that is getting better, you can also plan with somebody else to have that continuum journey as well. You can tell each other, look, before we go and cement it into marriage, there are milestones we're looking at achieving. But the same way your life, goes upwards, you can begin to plan and anticipate that you will not be the exception to the normal rule. So I think to date, you don't have to have a lot of stash in your pocket. People, remember, people get into relationships from as young as university. Some people maybe even from secondary school. So if that relationship can work and there's no money in consideration, why not grow into a place where you're going to both make money, you're going to both make progress, and then you can, move it from dating to somewhere else. So you can talk about dating to marriage.
Okay. So I think it's still pretty much easier to date. But when you think about the commitments involved in getting married, it's a lot of commitments. The basic things, you need to get an accommodation, which is a capital project, if you ask me, in today's Nigeria. So you need to get an accommodation. They will probably tell you to pay for 2 years. If you are lucky, they can tell you to pay 1 year. You pay this and pay that. You need to have maybe some basic furnishing or some stuff to at least get the home running. And I'm thinking that if for example, the guy, if he's looking at his salary or what he's earning and all of that, and he's thinking, okay, how long do I need to be able to save to get? I want us to look at it from a practical, sometimes what may be missing, maybe some wisdom, some advice that the person may need to apply on, how to go about it. So if the person is looking at my monthly salary, how am I going to be able to put this together to pay, for example, for an accommodation? I know that there are cheap ways to do a wedding. I'm definitely an advocate. So for the wedding day itself, there are a lot of very creative ways one can go about all of that to spend as little as possible on the wedding. Okay, but I'm looking at the things that will take some stuff from your pocket, like get an accommodation, furnish very basically, and at least get the home started.
Okay, so I think there's, first of all, a paradigm issue. Okay, and that paradigm issue is, are you marrying a babe into a complete setting, or are you partnering with a babe into having a life together?
Okay,
and I think the paradigm that you hold will define what you will need to start that journey. Now, the paradigm I hold is that the roles of family, is changing. Okay, so the husband used to be the person who takes care of the family. This is how we grew up, isn't it? Or this is how we learned that it should be. Because we didn't even grow up that way. We grew up watching our parents contribute value together to keep the family going. So we know that it's a partnership. It's not, let me settle my life, then I bring you as an accessory. Okay, the woman is not an accessory today. She's a contributor. She's a participant in the family. In fact, in some families, the woman earns more. So I think once the philosophy is not, I want to finish my life and then use a wife as an accessory, or want to work together to achieve a peaceful future, then the planning starts from the dating space as well. I don't expect that you don't have an accommodation. And I think accommodation, sometimes is overrated. Sometimes people want to start their lives with a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom apartment. I don't think it's necessary. I think what's important is we want to build a life together. This is what 10 years down the line looks like. This is what 20 years down the line looks like. The normal proposal, I will take you around the world, is not really flowing anymore. Is we will go around the world together. Not necessarily that I will take you.
Yes,
of course, I will take you to some places, and then you probably will take me to some
even
places
me, I
as
will
well.
take you to some places.
But I think once paradigm is partnership, then it's a different ballgame. And then we can now plan together and say, you know what, how do we contribute? How do we do this? How do we make this work? And there are many struggles that families are going through because they didn't define this paradigms well from the beginning.
Yes.
So I think it's a very good question.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to begin to tackle to say, look, it's not when I have enough money to fund the marriage. It is when we have enough resources to partner together and be able to survive.
So I love what you have spoken to. What you've spoken to now addresses communication as a very crucial part of making anything work. I think what happens is the pressure is getting worse for guys. Society, blah blah blah, is putting pressure on one person to deliver, and then the pressure can actually lead. I saw a movie yesterday where a guy, is trying to raise his family, blah blah, and after some time, he just went to commit suicide because the pressure really was a lot on him. And after he died, the wife discovered that we should have spoken about this. It wasn't so bad. And after the guy died, the lady went on to build the business that the guy was running, and the business eventually did well. And she was so full of regrets, and was like, if we had come together and said, okay, how do we make this work? How does one person chase 1,000, two can put 10,000 to fly? All those things, we should have spoken about it and made it work. So definitely communication and managing expectations are compared to what society, the pressure that society places on one person to ensure, okay, you deliver on this. So those communications, those expectation management, from the place of, okay, we have decided I want to build a home together. How do we contribute resources to ensure, that we're able to build and build and build. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think the foundation of that communication is also ego. I think ego is that part of you that makes you demand for ego. But what I mean really is, if the guy already feels I am responsible, if I'm not up to it, then I'm not up to it. What am I communicating? Okay, so the first thing is you need to realize family structures is no longer
as it used to be.
What used to be defined in African magic. Family structures now require that both parties are able to contribute. And that conversation needs to begin to, and it's not that you are a weak man when you cannot take your wife around the world. It's not that you're a weak man when you're not proposing to say, I'm going to do wonders for you. Okay? You need to realize that the world we live in now, what binds you together is that you really want to achieve and spend life together. That there's a feeling I have for you, there's a decision I've made to partner with you and work with you into the desired future, and I know that together we're going to do phenomenal things together.
Yeah.
It's no longer the promise of egotistic men full of pride who feel, you know what, babe, just follow me. Your life with me is wonder, your life without me is wandering. That's not the kind of conversation today.
Yeah.
The kind of conversation today is, I like you.
What a man can do.
I feel that we're in a journey. It's not about competition. We're in a journey together. We're not dropping at the bus stop.
Yeah.
We're going to a destination together.
Yes.
And you bring value, I bring value. Okay. If I have television and you have chair, if I bring my television, you bring your chair. If you have bed and you have pillow, I bring your bed, you bring your pillow.
Yes.
If I have Indomie and you have cooker, you bring your cooker, I bring my Indomie.
And we
together
eat.
with jollof.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So so that's dating. I think the third one you were going to speak
in marriage.
Within marriage. I think it's already inferred from what you said. It's already inferred. It's to say that what do we want our home to be like, and we can set milestones for ourselves. We can contribute value, plan towards those dreams that we have together as a couple, as a family, and really make it happen. And that way, everybody feels valued in the relationship, and everybody is really able to enjoy, the sweat of what we put together to really make amazing things happen. So I think finance, does pose a lot of pressure on people, but it doesn't have to be that intense. If communication is brought to the fore.
And if I'll drop one extra note, very solid thoughts. If I drop one extra note, I will say you need to pay attention to what you're consuming. Because a lot of our music she's still selling the idea of
Sure.
I will take you around the world. I will do all those kind of things. Our music is fashioned around this guy who is able to do these amazing things, and it objectifies women, and then makes the guy who is making things happen. The world has moved from that space. It may be romantic, yeah, because it sounds romantic. Every lady wants to hear that the guy says he will do nice things, but it's creating pressures that will make the guy stop, in his responsibility to go and ask the babe out. So you have guys today who are waiting for the lady that will come and ask them out. Something is going wrong. And I think where it begins to get set right is when you divorce yourself from the comedy of those musical contents, divorce yourself from the comedy of those exciting rom-com movies that are showing a picture that does not really depict the current reality, and tell yourself, you know what, it's about friendship, and then partnership. And then marriage,
and then some of these things social media. He says
social
people are
media
lying. Some of those things that they will display, it's my guy that did it for me.
So,
it's a lie. Some of them is some of them go and borrow. Some of them is them that bought it too. They will be posting online.
Somebody
That's
told
my
me
guy.
something funny.
That bought it for
That when it's somebody
pressure,
that is doting over the wife very strongly on Facebook, that's the only place he's doing it. That really lies.
So social media, don't feel like, because some people now think less of their partner because
see your mate.
Yes, I mean, why for a good number of them, na lie. Face your lane. You are building something
If the
together.
grass is green on the other side, it can be astroturf off.
It can be there's not real grass. Face your own relationship, make it work, and you'll be amazed. The future, there are absolutely no limits. I hope you've gotten some good value from this.
Do not forget to comment, like,
and subscribe.